for which I want to connect to TFS. Let me try this. Okay. Let's look at the preview of the URL http://8080 TFS. So I'm connecting to my team foundation server, and so it lists me the server name and the collections which are available in my server. Okay, whatever collection you have access to. I'm going to connect to my TSP Toys collection. So it has a TSP Toys project. I connect to my team project TSP Toys. I have 3 test plans already planned here. Okay, I'll start creating a new plan. I'll just click on add. I name it as test plan 4. Add. By default, it takes the end date as the date 1 week after the today's date. So my virtual machine date is set to 16 May 2012. So it is 23 May 2012. I just say select plan. Okay. When I created the plan, I don't have any test cases now. Okay, but I have team foundation server at the back. The first thing what I need to do is set the properties for my test plan, what I am going to do, what data I am going to collect in this test plan. Okay, so I'll move to the properties of my plan tab. Okay, we have Julia is the owner, which I log in as, who is created my test plan, and I can also go ahead and change the end date. Okay, I can also choose for which area in integration path it belongs to. I have the options to choose collect the data, what diagnostic data I want to collect. Okay, I'll create a new data here, new settings file. I need to give some file name for my settings file. I'll just say my custom settings file. Okay. I'm doing a manual test runs. If I have System Center Virtual Machine Manager and Lab Management enabled, I can also configure to run my manual tests on different machines. I can add the servers here in the rows. Now I go to the data diagnostics where I can configure the data which I want to collect. Okay. Yes, I would like to collect the event logs, configure, and I can see what event logs I can calculate. Capture, I can also capture hardware event logs, application event logs, Internet Explorer event logs, okay, keyboard, anything. Now, what event types I want to collect? It might be errors, information, or failures. Okay. I do have option to enable IntelliTrace. Okay, IntelliTrace is something like it collects the data, which is very important for the developer to identify what causes this bug to be raised or what causes the error to happen. Yes, it collects the ADIO.NET events, ASP.NET events, or it might be console related, or data binding related, or it might be files related, okay, which you have referred, and it might be because of the registries, the lazy initialization, anything. Okay. I can enable what data I want to collect. Okay, I do have 2 types of IntelliTrace that I will not go into the deep of that. Okay, we have text effect analysis and video recording. I'll just enable the video recording, which will capture the videos for each step which I am performing. I'll just take that. Okay, I think I have enabled the data which is required for me. I'll just go and say, okay, it gives me a list of data which I have collected. I'll just say finish. Okay, now I can modify the build, or I can tell that what build I want to use for this particular test plan. Yes, I can click on modify, save the plan and select the build. Yes, and it lists list of definition or the build definitions which are already done. Okay, and it shows that the latest build is available with the .6 okay version, and I can choose that one to assign to plan. So this data is coming from the team foundation server. Okay, because I'm connected Microsoft Test Manager is tightly coupled with TFS. I'll do assign to test plan. Yes, I'll refresh and I'll close this. Now I can see that testing qualification 2 is assigned. And now I have configurations in this plan. I have different configurations. I can go ahead to manage and I can also create more configurations. This is just a static thing in Microsoft Test Manager. Okay, I have not configured any lab environments here to ensure or to tell the developer that in what environment I am doing the testing. I have created certain environments here, configurations, and I'll tell them, okay, I'm using Windows Server 2008 and IE8 for my testing, and I can just say apply. Okay. Yes. Now, the next thing I'll go to contains. I'll just save and close this. Okay. I'm in the planning tab. Okay. Now I have to create a different test too. I have static test suite. I will go to create a suite, that is a static suite. I'll come to the point why I am calling it as a static. I will say it as a static because once I added test cases, what I am going to do testing in this particular suite, it will not change. Okay, it remains the same unless and until I go manually and change it. Okay. Now, let me go ahead and say create another suite, a query based suite. Okay, it connects me to the query where I can select and say what test cases I want to test. Okay, it says query says I'm connected to a team project which I am connected, that is statement called team project at work item type test case categories, and I can also put a clause there and say I want to just say the test cases with priority type 1, okay, priority equal to 1 has to be displayed. I can just run the test case. I have 2 test cases here. When I just say create test suite, it will create a query based test suite for me with these 2 test cases. I can just say create test suite. Yes, I have a shared step test case and confirm visit number test case. That is ID 4791 displayed in my new query based test. Now, if you create the test one, I can just drag it and drop it here. Yes. Now, create 2 test suites. One static, another case, which is a very dynamic. If I add one more test case tomorrow with the test priority 1. Okay, that will be added into my new query based test suite. Okay, I can also create a requirement based test suite. I will just say it create my query and says yes, and I have a test project and it looks for the requirements, all the requirements under area path testing files. Okay, I'll just run this test suite. Okay, I have so many user stories. I'll choose one user story 7. Okay, which I want to create as a test suite under my particular plan. I can say add requirement to plan. Okay, now I have 2 test cases added to my test plan suite. That is a requirement based test suite because there are 2 test cases which are linked under that particular user story or requirement. Okay. Now I have 3 different test suites: query based suite, requirement based suite, and static suite. Okay. Under static suite, I don't have any test cases. Let me add a manual test suite case manually. Okay. I create test case here. I have a sample test case. I'll click on new. Okay. Let me show you how I came to here. I'll just say don't save. There is a new button under my static test suite. I'll just say click new. Okay. I'll go to my desktop. I have sample test case with me. Copy the data. I have a list of steps. Copy this. Okay. Now these are my test steps. I have unwanted test steps. I can go ahead and delete it. Okay. I have 10 steps. I have copy the two data rows, data, control C. So before I insert my data rows here, I can also I will let you know that how this first name, last name came here. I have added in my step 6. Okay, I have added the parameters with the names, which will start with the X symbol. Okay, if I add one more, like just say X, again last, okay, and I'll just say enter. So it will be refreshed. That can be put under my test cases. But I don't want this last. Let me remove it. Just add the data parameters. Or else I can also click on insert parameter and I can say just add that value what I wanted to add last, maybe. If I say just insert parameter, it will be appended with the X symbol. Okay, let me copy the test parameters, data, okay, just paste. Okay, I have two set of data here. Okay, so it was assigned to Julia, it is myself, and now there is the login user. I have steps to be followed. I have expected result at the step 9, and you can also look at the symbol pass mark, which says that I need to manually either pass or fail this particular step. If I don't select anything, either pass or fail, the test case will be taken as a fail. Okay. Let me save it and close this. Okay, test case number 52 is created. Now let me go into the results now. So it shows at a glance I can see how many test cases are there. There are 5 active test cases, 100%, and there are 2 test cases under user story requirement, and there are 2 test cases under my query based test suite, and there is one test case under my static test suite. Okay, I can also filter this data to view by test suite level. Let me say I want to look at only the test cases for the requirement based test suite. Yes, I can just say this, and now I can look at the test cases which are related to only that particular test suite. Okay. Even I can also filter the data at test configurations. Let me say, as I said, when I go into the properties, I can see manage different configurations. Okay, test configurations. I can also choose that for which test configuration I want to see the data. Okay, if I just exclude this and just say there is no data available because I have chosen only Windows Server 2008 to be displayed. Okay, yes. Now I have the data. I can also filter the test cases view by the testers, which tester has been assigned how many test cases. Now I can see that the Julia has been assigned 3 test cases and Adam has been assigned 2 test cases. Okay, let me go back to contents. And we have created test case. I also have options by adding a test case. Like if I just click on add test cases, it gives me a query where I can fetch the test cases which are there in my Team Foundation server. Okay, I can run the test query and it lists me all the test cases which are there in my PFF. I can choose which test cases I want to add and then just say add test case. Okay. I can assign a single test case with different set of configurations to different users. Okay, I can just click on this, or maybe I can choose assign test case. If I have 2 configurations, 2 test cases will be available with different configurations. I can choose the different test users for different test iterations. Okay. Okay. Let me go ahead and try running this test case now. Okay. I go to the testing part. I switch to testing tab where I do run my test cases. I'll go to the run tests Okay, my static test suite is all over here. I'll choose 52 and start creating, recording this test case. I'll just say run. Okay, since I'm opening my running my test case for the first time, okay, and I have configured the data diagnostics to collect the action recording. Yes, I have an option to create action recording. I'll choose this option, and it opens me. This has opened me test window. I'll just say quick start test. Okay, now let me start manually testing this application. I have all the test sets listed at the left window, and I have the test case name that is confirmed this is number appears after successful order, and I also have options of different iterations, iteration 1, 2, 3. Okay, I need to delete the third iteration. I can just copy manually. Let me go this test. And open this test case. Let me run this test again and just choose create action recording, start test. Okay. Now I have two iterations, iteration 1 and iteration 2. Okay. Manually. I can also see that the recording is going on here, and one action has been captured so far. I can also see that what are the actions which are listed below. If any unnecessary window comes up, let me say that there is a pop-up window, I can delete recording of a test case. Yes, I can go ahead and select the test step, and I can manually delete the test step. Okay, let me see. I click on this Internet Explorer, and I open my Testing application. Yes. I will just say pass my test step first step because my application is open, and I have the second step. Click on model airplanes. I can choose each step as individually, either pass or fail. Okay. I'll choose not train trader. Okay, click on not train trader. I can drop down and say either pass or fail of the test application. I do have shortcuts also. I can click on. It is not necessary that I need to select each step either pass or fail. Okay, if it is a manually, I need to confirm an expected result, then only I need to choose that step either as a pass or fail and compulsory. Okay, let me see. I will not choose any result for the add part. I just say checkout. Okay, let me see. I want to make these two test steps as a one group. Yes, I can make pass step. Yes, and it will be considered as a one step. Okay. Now, here is the part which is very interesting for me. Now, I have set up data here. When I am doing a manual testing, there may be a lot of chances that I do a typing error. Yes. Instead of that, what I will not type the value here. I can look at the symbol at my left window that first is highlighted with the arrow mark. Okay. And now I can go here into the first and just say Control V. If you copy my data to my field, I'll just use star and just say Control V, star, Control V, star, Control V. Okay, for all the fields, I'll just say Control V. For the drop downs, I need to choose manually the field which is displayed there because I need to ensure that it is selected and there is no shortcut for it. Okay, lists, yes, I have selected. And I can also see that for each step there is data binding happening. Okay, I entered all the values, I click somewhere in the white space. Now I can see that all the data has been binded. Now I can make this step as pass. Okay, now I click on review order. I can make this step as passed. If on place order, yes, as the step is passed. Okay, and here comes the value, and you say there is expected result here. We want it. We need to manually verify this test step. Yes, I have a test step. The receipt number has appeared. I can see the receipt number here, and for my test case, yes, this test step is passed. But as a tester, my job is to find the bug, and I need to report it to my manager if I find any. Yes, I do find a bug in this. I see that a grand total mistake 50 plus 15. There should be value has been should be 65, whereas it is showing only 50. So I want to report it as a bug. I can either make this test step as fail or pass. I'll just fail this test step, and I'll just say grand total error. Okay, I'll give a comment for this test step is failed. Okay, and I would like to take a screenshot. Just capture a rectangular screenshot or a full screenshot. I'll just say yes, I can select this field value. I can also go ahead and edit this test in Paint, screenshot in Paint, and I can mention that what I was looking at in this particular screenshot. Okay, I can choose this person, I can choose change the color to the same slowly. I want to create a bug at this time. Yes, I can go ahead and say that create bug. If there is a bug already created for this and you are doing just a verification, you can just go ahead and update an existing bug. I'll just say create bug. Yes. Now look at this. Take a look at this bug. It contains lot of data here. It contains when I did testing, the test case name, steps what I have followed, the result for each step, and I can also look at the video links for each individual channel. What action I have performed. I am interested in only looking at the particular video of failed test step. Yes, I can go ahead and see that. Okay. And I can also go to the system info and see that there is a lot of data collected, which user is doing the testing, what machine he is using, which domain it is, and what ways he is involved, what is the memory load, what is the physical memory, all the data which is necessary for me. And I can also go to the test details. I can look at the screenshot, and I can also look at the test configuration which I have used, Windows Server 2008, IE. Okay, if any other data is available like action logs, event logs, system information, media recorder, if you have collected IntelliTrace file, okay, and what data parameters I have passed. Okay, it might be a first name, last name, whatever, email address which I have passed for this particular application. Okay, so I think this data, if suppose say that a developer tester when create a bug and just say that okay, there is a bug in this particular window. Now developer, I create this bug and give it to him. Developer doesn't come back and saying that okay, I don't know what's happening in your machine. It's worked fine in my machine. Okay, I don't know where did you get this screenshot or something. I have a video check for that. I have an IntelliTrace files with me. I have screenshots every step, each and actions which I have followed. Okay. I even also have the which build I am using. Okay. Maybe which test cases it is linked to. Any other links, if any. Okay, there is test component, this is number of test cases for the code run. Okay, any attachments if you want to manually add as you can just go ahead and add. I'll give a name for this grand total error. Okay, I'll assign it to Julia for the demo purpose. I'll just save and close. I'll also choose the severity from 5 and just save and close. Now, my test step is passed. Okay, I'll close my browser last step. last month action was not recorded, I need to manually close the windows. I can just delete this unwanted action recording, and I can just open the browser here. Okay, I don't want the browser to be action recording. If I want to close the browser, yes, I can just close this browser. Perform close on browser header is selected. I can just save, go ahead and save this pass step. And now I can say end this iteration, move to the next iteration. Okay, go ahead and just say end iteration, move to the next. Now it asks me whether you want to override an existing action recording. No, I want to use the action recording which I have recorded so far. I'll just say start test. In test case, it's tested for the second set of rotation data. Okay, I choose up to 8 steps because these are the steps which I don't want to perform manually. Because 9th step I need to confirm whether it is pass or fail. I'll just say these steps as play. Just stop on and say play. It will start. It will open the browser window. It clicks on Facebook button. Go to the knocking trigger. Add to the cart, check out the items, and now it enters the details. Okay. According to there might be some problem, let me look into the actions first. Okay, let me reform this. Reset, override, and just choose manually play this step. Just do this step fast, adaptations, and I choose the next value, marking data. Yes, fast. At the bar, okay. I need to check out. Okay, all these features I configure and make them as bar. Okay. And I manually just press Ctrl V for the next set of infusion data.
Control V go. Yes, direct control V. What values వస్తుంది అదే చెప్పాడు కదా వాడు
బటన్ ఏమన్నా సైడ్ పైన వదులుతున్నా అంటే కంట్రోల్ మీద కొడితే అది వచ్చేస్తాను
అదే చెప్పాడు కదా స్టార్టింగ్ లో
I click on right page,
ట్రై చేద్దాం
fast, I click on review order, I click on set, and I click on place order. Okay, my steps are too fast. I go to the next step, which is confirmation page, and I choose this step as fast because for this iteration, this step is fast. I just say yes, fast step. Okay, I have already created a bug for this, so I'll skip the other step. I'll close the browser, and I'll just say this step as fast and say enter. It asks me whether you want to override existing action recording. Since my earlier action recording was not properly done, I'll just choose yes, override existing action recording.
అది వాడి కన్ఫర్మేషన్ మెసేజ్
And my
కొత్త
step
బల్బ్
is
క్రియేట్
fast.
చేశాడు కదా
Okay, I'll just say save and close. See, I passed my test as for the position 2. My test case is failed and I have created bug for that because in the first iteration. I can go ahead and just verify this test case, go and double click on this system result, and it opens me the test result, and it is now showing me that I have done a manual test run, okay, and details of iteration. In iteration 1 it is failed, iteration 2 is passed. I can look at the iteration 1, I can look at the each test steps, and this is failed and there is a bug created for this. Okay. I can also look at the test run details for the iteration 2. Here test step is marked and I have the look. Okay. I have a bug created for me. I will just go to the iteration 1 and I want to verify that particular bug. I can see the link bugs here. I will to verify first. Okay. I have a grand total error here. I can just double click on this. Now I can see the bug, okay, which is a certificate pair P1, pair P2, and I can also look at each steps. I can also take a look at the screenshot. Okay, this is a screenshot taken to me and grand total mistake is generated. I have action logs, event logs, system information, whatever I want to capture. Okay. I do have system information and I do know what page was using. Okay. I'll just save it to this bug. Okay. Whenever there is a let me say that test developer who is assigned to say that it is resolved. Okay. I can go ahead and say click on this verify button and it will start running that particular test for me. Okay. Okay, that's all creating a fractional bug and creating stuff. Now I will just take it to the next step. I will just open this. I do have an option of creating a shared step. Okay, I can also during my test run I can also modify my test cases, test step, or else I can choose it like just say I want to shared all these steps as one group and make it a shared step. Because I can create a shared step here. I can name it as browse this thing. Okay. Now this particular step is kind of a shared step for data. Now any other test case can use this statement called shared steps to create a test case. This is save my lot of effort and time. If I just record this particular shared step, I can reuse it any point of time in the future. Okay. Now, whatever the test recording was available for my this particular test case will be to this one because I told that the test case I need to re-record it. Okay. If we say assume that I want to create a new test case. Okay. Now I can call this shared step. Just say insert shared step. Run this. The available shared steps for my application will be listed here. I can just choose add to shared step. I can just say close here. This makes another test step one. Okay. Save and close. Now if we go to the results, just refresh. There's a one test case which is failed and okay. Now the next thing, where do I create a configuration? Yes, I do have a configuration organized tab where I can create test configurations. I can just say new and just mention what configurations I want to provide, what test configurations please. It is suppose
That's the 4 steps
I will configuration variables I can add operating system
సపోర్ట్ అక్కడ ఈ రానిచ్చాడు.
I'll take it later. And this is some. Okay. Let me take you to one more important step. Let me say that I don't want to stick for normal test case to test, and I want to start with the exploring the test case. I can choose my test line. Okay. And I will just say I don't have test tool, I don't have test case. I can just go ahead and write it and just say explore. Okay. So that I can start unit test. It will start with the test runner. Okay. I'll just click start. It will record the test steps. Let me open the browser. I can also create each step and choose $15. Model case name, new plane, add start. Okay. Maybe at this point of time, I want to just enter a value here, or maybe some character or something cute, and check out. But when I just see this, it has been refreshed. The quantity has been reset to 1. Okay, and I will do that. I don't know how that is, and for my understanding, it should take the values also. Okay, character values also, and I want to create a bug. I can also take a screenshot here. That can be a screenshot. And I can also create test case here and create bug first, and I can just give some name, quantity. Just like that. That is good. Okay. I'll just change it. Okay, so is created. I want to create a test case also. Yes, I can go ahead and create the test case. So I have the test step. I can also modify the step. Maybe click that button. Most of the options are there. I can also add a test step or delete a test step, and I can just say explore test case. And this is taken value. Now I can reuse this test case in any of the test plan, other test plan. Okay. So this saves me a lot of time and efforts for my testing. Okay. Okay. Now let me go to the just I do have a tab. You explore the test session. Whatever the test line I executed or explore the test case I executed, I can just click on this and use all this test step. Whatever I have for test case is there, I can just click on my test case and I can see what are the steps, and I can also just put execute value, maybe to do anything. You want to also change the test to the story, yes, you can go ahead and link this to particular requirement. Okay. I think I do have both already associated with this. Screenshots is there, which I have taken. I have not taken. Okay, I need to create a test case. After that, I need to create a bug. I will stay and close this, and that completes my last part of the session. For today's session, I think I have many 2 questions for me here. 3 questions. If you have any queries, this is I can also teach for P23. In a test plan, I can include okay, Ravi Rashesha. I can also include sorry, not Ravi Rashesha, Rashesha. I can include Data diagnostics, I can say what purpose I'm doing this test. It might be who is the owner, I can send the date and time, I can specify what build I am using, and I can also specify if I am doing a manual test or automated test, if it is automated test, whether I am using the log management, okay, and other stuff. And K version, will it work? I'm not able to understand your question. Can you just elaborate on that? A version. So this is just we got to know whether MPH is open source tool or creator. I can connect you with my colleague Shakira, who can help you and know about licensing stuff. Okay, but my understanding is NPM is not a free tool; it is a license. Key Foundation Server is basically a required one. It is a prerequisite for using Microsoft Test Manager. Okay, I'll take, you can just feel free to post these questions. I'll get all the list of questions and then I'll revert to you with the mail ID. You can also make a note of my mail ID here. I'll just share my mail ID. You can feel free to post your questions to my mail. I'll just revert on top of it. Thank you guys, thanks for being in the session. Let me share my email ID.
Hello, where is your mail ID?
Thank you so much, Prashant. Guys, I understand there are some 14 questions which is need to be answered. Prashant would be taking each and every question and would be answering to you directly. And some had some licensing questions. Please send an email to me. I'll connect you with the right person who can answer that. And if you have any further questions on the particular webinar, due to the time constraint, we will not be able to answer now. But I'm sure we would be answering that in one-on-one meeting. Thank you so much, Prashant.
Thank you, Shikhi. Bye.
డేటా రూల్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవాలన్నా డేటా రూల్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవాలన్నా డేటా రూల్స్ అని క్రియేట్
అసలు ఆ టెస్టర్స్ నేమ్స్ అవన్నీ ఉన్నాయి కదా ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ లో అవన్నీ ముందే క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవాలి శ్రీకాంత్. అవి అదే మొన్న నేను అడిగిన ఏంటంటే డైరెక్ట్ సర్వర్లో ఎవరెవరు ఉంటారు యూజర్స్ వాళ్ళే కనిపిస్తున్నారు అంతే. అది మనం చేసేటప్పుడు ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఒక ఆప్షన్ పెట్టుకోవాలని చెప్పి పవన్ చెప్పారన్నమాట. ఇంకా నా సిస్టంలో యూజర్స్ని క్రియేట్ చేసుకొని పెట్టుకున్నాను. మాన్యువలే జస్ట్ టెస్ట్ కేసెస్ రాదనుకోండి. టెస్ట్ కేసెస్ క్రియేటివ్ ప్రాపర్టీ అని పెట్టి అలా కొన్ని రాసి చేసి పాస్ వేలలో పెట్టి ఒకటి బగ్ క్రియేట్ చేయడం అలా చేశాను. అప్పుడు 1 day టైం దొరికింది.
క్రియేటివ్ ప్రాపర్టీ అంటే మనకు యూఆర్ఎల్ మనమే డిఫాల్ట్గా ఎంటర్ చేసి యాక్షన్స్ మనం ట్రిగర్ చేస్తున్నాం. ట్రిగర్ చేస్తే ఇక్కడ ఎఫెక్ట్ అవుతుంది టెస్ట్ చేసుకుంటాం. అంటే ఆల్రెడీ
టెస్ట్ కేసెస్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే శ్రీకాంత్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఈక్వల్ టు అని ఉంది కదా. ఎట్లా మనం అయితే ఎందులో అయితే టెస్ట్ కేసెస్ రాస్తామో ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్కి సూట్లో రాసుకుంటాం కదా. ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్ నేమ్ ఇచ్చామో ఇచ్చి కింద రన్ చేస్తే మనం టెస్ట్ కేసెస్ ఏమేమి రాస్తామో అక్కడ అన్ని ఇక్కడ కనిపిస్తాయి అన్నమాట. సో మనం అక్కడ
టెస్ట్ కేసులు అంటే
స్టెప్స్ ఇప్పుడు ఆయన రాసారు చూడండి స్టెప్స్
క్లిక్ ఇది మొత్తం అంతా
నేనైతే ప్రతి స్టెప్కి ఎక్స్పెక్టెడ్ రిజల్ట్ కూడా రాస్తాను.
అసలు చేసింది తొందరగా